afternoon. This is ACK on the ACDC production of Follow Your Bliss, and we're taking a moment in history to follow history. I'm going to finish part 2 of my segment where I pursue my African American history project. Talk about the Harlem Renaissance. I have 2 local artists from Newark, New Jersey. Hassan, introduce yourself.
My name is Hassan. Our name, born name is Glenn Hamilton, resident of Newark, born and raised.
And Zafir.
My name is Zafir. My name is Fernell Larkins. I was born in New York and Harlem.
Okay. How has the Harlem Renaissance and the civil rights movements affected your work, Zafir?
Okay, for me, the Harlem Renaissance affected my work. It has opened the door for a black artist to be able to be expressive. And I think that today, for me, it has helped me to be able to dig deep inside myself and be able to share my visions of art to those on different levels.
Okay. And you, Hassan?
You know, I think my main theme is what I always talk about is unity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just by going back and doing some research on the Harlem Renaissance, I kind of see a lot more. And I know I haven't been, from where I'm at, and I'm just saying my perspective of where I'm at in my art, I see more unity back then. And that's what I'm trying to bring in today with the arts, that working together collectively.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because we need that.
Yeah.
I need that. I get more of the inspiration from artists on a collective level than just me here by myself. You know.
Another question, if at all, did Alan Locke and W.E.B. Du Bois' desire to accomplish the image of the new Negro influence either one of your work? Either one of you can answer that.
You know, for me, I could say no. You know, on a spiritual awareness at a deeper level inside, in taking some of his words he said, it can energize me to go to the campus, you know what I'm saying, on that level. But just on a general level where I look at other artists' work, like Roman Beer, I did just look at some of his work and other artists' work. Because I'm a Picasso nut.
Okay.
Really, I love Picasso.
And then too, there were a lot of artists that went to France to study with the Europeans, and they were able to be exposed to fine art and really, I guess, really nail their craft.
And that's where I get my inspiration from.
And practice it.
Yeah.
A couple of years, 3 years, 4 years at some of those schools, those European schools. And getting with the Michelangelos and all of that, hanging up with that, hooking up with them. And their work was influenced by that, so.
Yeah, but see, I can take that to a radical level.
Go there.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying, we have been so Europeanized.
Right.
This stuff here you telling me about, and it's, it hurts me to my heart to say it. It wasn't even taught to me in school like that.
Yeah.
I had to be influenced by other artists, maybe listen to maybe Janet Pickens telling me, because maybe she took the time out, maybe somebody hit her about it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So research.
Right.
So in other words, what I'm saying, we as artists have to, when it comes to our own, we have to do our own research. When I got our history book, boom, all about European art. Come on. Art is a wide open thing.
Western art and things of that nature. That was like a big turn off for me.
Okay.
Because I still couldn't see me in that art.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like I'm doing every time I remember coming on before I got into college. It was like a lot of my work. I was reproducing the figures of somebody else, somebody else's work, and that was that I didn't find my own identity in that. I was copying. I never was into tracing and copying of somebody else. It was more I had to find my own individuality, and so that's what made the difference for me, because you said for me it's I look at the Western art, I look at the European art, and things of that nature. It still doesn't give me the flavor that we did here in our own culture, because I think we have one of the most richest cultures, as far as expression. Because what I've learned from me was for myself was that when I sat down and I listened to elders talk about their experiences. That was like a key for me.
Right.
That was like, because like sharing ideas and dreams was something that, like I didn't get through the books.
Right,
The books
right.
gave me like we want to call it a concrete found
Okay.
look at something.
Okay.
It was like
Okay.
this is planet, this is what it was,
Yeah, okay,
and that's what it
yeah.
was. It wasn't like me being able to like create or either let me like like people in the South like they would plant their own seeds and then that would grow from it. Like
Okay.
you already planted the seed from me, I can't grow nothing.
Pretty much, that's right, yeah.
That's just where I was at with that.
Yeah,
So it
and that's-
didn't help me, at all.
Yeah, and that's so deep because I think, and then this by you saying that, I really think this is where the hurt came in with the Harlem Renaissance with the blacks. That they weren't getting, they were not getting the chance to express themselves the way they wanted to.
Okay.
And I think the European culture wanted this way, and they want to say, I'm this, and I want to do it this way.
Right.
This is my soul expression.
Right.
Accept this. But then we all know how Europeans is. If you ain't going with the grain and you're going against the grain, it's going to be a fight. But thank God for the struggle, because that was a whole nother era with the civil rights movement.
Right.
The struggle of fighting for independence in the arts.
The artists that came through the NAACP and some of the federal programs that came through after World War I, 1920s to 1940s. How do you feel that affected artists? And perhaps, has that affected how we deal with art today as African American artists?
I don't think it really affects us any today, because today things are so open. And like back then it was so much stereotype and so much clothes, things like had to be hidden. Like if I drew a naked person, back then I would have got locked up for that.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Because it's like not the type of exposure that's supposed to be appreciated. And I took a lot of life drawing. The body, things of that nature. And so that was one of my strong points was that. Because I can identify with the human body quicker than I can identify with something that you come off the top of your head with, because it's like the image is there. And it's shapely.
How do you feel about the Mammy figures and the I forgot the woman's name. She did well in France. Maybe
Josephine Baker.
Josephine Baker. They had some of those type of pictures out as well.
Yeah.
They had some of those produced.
I don't
We were kind of
know.
like depicted as natives. How do you feel that
I'm like,
affected black art?
I think, it's like I got a pro and a con with it, because, as art, I can see the expression of where they was coming from. But on the neg, the Europeans stereotyped it too bad. I don't think they was giving us a positiveness, more so than the stereotypeness.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the thing of it is when you trying to be right about somebody, it's cool. But when you're trying to harm and hurt somebody and stereotype them, this is all how everybody is, big lip, big nose.
Yeah, but but the kickback on that, if you really open, they use the same thing, because when I took a class in cinema to art, right, I had to deal with a lot of movies, right, and I had to read movies. And when you started reading into, a lot of people they could see they use that for a mask for themselves, because they would portray us in that form, but they would still use the same thing to get on stage and perform to make money off of that. So it's like, hey, really, it was exposure in some way. It just depended on how, again, like we said in the beginning, how you looked at it, how you perceived it.
But look how, it was exposure, right, but then they stopped using the exposure, using us and started using white people to mammy up themselves to put on the black mask.
That's what I mean.
They didn't even need us no more.
Okay.
They took a job away from us that we didn't have to have. Those mamioka things, I never really liked it. For some reason, I just never did. But my grandmother and them really took to them. For some strange, my ancestors, they loved those. because I remember in the house having a big cookie jar. Big old Bam Yogi sitting up there in the car.
I've had a couple of.
And I'm like, boo boo, you hurting me. You ain't doing no justice to my people.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't like that. And if oh my, your thing broke.
Where did your art come from? Where's it come
Basically, basically, it comes from other artists, examining other artists' work, as I said. And sometimes it comes from my spirit, what I'm feeling.
Okay.
I feel certain stuff and I want to put it on paper and say a story. So that's why sometimes some of my artwork have deep meaning to it.
Of course.
Some of it might have this, some of it might just be pretty stuff. Because see, I'm also a fashion illustrator. Because I went to school for fashion illustration and design. So you'll get a lot of bold colors, strong colors, and you get a lot of pretty stuff from me.
Thank you so much, Hassan. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sophia, for joining me on this segment and part 2 of my African American project for Janet Pickett, where we discuss the influences of the Harlem Renaissance upon our contemporary art form in Black America today. Thank you so much for watching, and just keep us turned on, and well, stay tuned in, and we'll keep you turned on, okay? This is AC Ducey Productions, ACK saying goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
You sleep without over here.
Thank you so much.